we're, mo- we're moving on to the how to send out emails from Apex and how to read emails in Salesforce. Okay, so we have inbound and outbound email service. What is inbound email service is inbound email services will create a one handler. Okay, I think we'll cover this next to the outbound. um, First of all, when we're saying email outbound, that means we are sending out the emails from Apex to any email ID. So it could be like how many ways, like we will be having text emails or HTML emails, or we have some attachments. It could be text attachments or some HTML attachments or binary attachments. It could be any attachments, right? So those are the different emails that we'll send out from Apex. And inbound, what is inbound means we will generate one service will look like an email format, and we will share with our some ID department, and they will be having converting that into a, a simple or generic email. And in short, what we will do was we will generate a one email service, and if anybody sent a email to that email service, then we can read that emails by using a inbound service. In inbound service, what we'll do is we will expose one Apex class with that inbound service, and then that code will be executed whenever a new email sent to that address. And from there, we will read what they have sent, who uh, from address, who has sent, what is subject, what is attachment, what is the body, everything that we can read in that email. And based on that content, we can do a different functionalities by executing a Apex code. So that's what in short, email outbound is sending out emails from Salesforce. Email inbound is receiving emails from outside to a Salesforce, and based on that email, we will be performing a logic or anything you wanted from a inbound email service. Okay. Um, in outbound email service, we have two things. One is single email messaging and mass email messaging. So the database class, sorry, the standard class that we are using is a messaging. Messaging is a standard class that we are using to use the sending out emails. Okay. Now let's directly write on to some examples. So yesterday we have seen one example. So we'll see what are all the other options also that are available while sending out an email. Outbound email. Just I'm giving a class name and let's start void. Mm, send send text email. So I would like to send a text email, and here I would like to get two addresses. Okay, first thing what I need to do, first I need to create one variable for an email from class called a messaging dot single email message. Single email message. So here I'm going to have one email. Saying single email message. Now I have an email. To this email, first thing is I can set two addresses. Set to address. So I would like to set this one as a whatever I receive from whatever I receive from the parameter. So here I want to do a check before I was setting. That is, if this is empty, if this is not empty, then only I would like to set directly this one. If it is not, I like to set my default list. That is going to be new list of string with the mm, Nala 25 gmail.com, and then email one dot. We can set a CC addresses. CC address also similar to this one. Um, we can have a list of emails. I have some emails that you have guys already shared. Just I was using any of them. Just I was using a very nice one for now. I was just doing a CC address, and then set BCC address. So BCC address will be, right? These are like a hidden addresses. So when we don't want all others to know who are all part of the sending list, we'll use a BCC address. So I'm using Javits. So when you have multiple emails, obviously we can use a multiple also here like this. Okay, this so far we have seen yesterday also, like only we have seen like how to set the to address, and now we now seen how to set a CC and a BCC address. That means what are the emails that we send part of the uh, CC and the BCC. And now what are all the others we can. So I want to display some name instead of showing my email address. I want to set some name with a different like a company or brand name. Set sender displayer name or something. Yeah, set sender displayer name. That is something like when we receive an email, it will show some name before we opening the email. It will show some name that from where this email is coming from. Software. If in case if I something like that I kept, so it will be displayed something the email even though the email is somewhat different. You can have a name, whatever you want. You can keep it as a send. It's nothing else. Just it's a display name. That's all we are going to set there. And if you want to set a reply to, so when the person once they receive the email and if they want to reply to that email, I want to give a some email address like we'll be having that email address like no reply, let's say no reply, okay, something called support at no reply.com or something. You want to keep something like that, so you can use that one. Next. um, Finally the subject, whatever the subject you want to keep. So let's say this is text outbound email message example, something like that as I kept. And then set plain text body. In the plain text body, what we have seen yesterday, we can give anything in a normal text. Hello. This is sample email message from Salesforce environment. Kindly ignore the email regards. Salesforce support. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, so my email body is ready now, and my email subject, to whom to send, what should be a display name, everything is ready. Now I would like to send a attachment. Okay, we will see the attachments as a different method, and let's send out a email now. For sending email, how to send? Messaging dot send email. So here once we have a send email, here we have to keep a list of email messages. So if I have multiple, I can send a multiple in a single go, but I have only one. So I'm going to make this as a list. Sorry. So are you understanding why I'm using like this? For everywhere you see, everywhere I'm using a new list of, and then I was in curly braces, I was passing this one. So did you guys understand why I was giving like that? So all of them will allow only a array type. So because you can give a single value or a multiple value. So when I have a single value, I have to convert into a array, and then only I can give it to this one. So what I was doing is I was converting the single string to a list of strings and giving it here. So instead of adding a multiple lines, I was giving in a one line. That is, for example, I'm having the single email message. So I have only one email message I would like to send. So this is a singular. So I want to convert it to an array. So how I can convert it to array? First I have to declare an array that's saying a single email message, list of single email message, mails to send. So I have this one. So I'd like to add my email over here like this, and then I will add directly this to a. This is how in short. So I'm combining these three lines into a single line, nothing else. For everywhere I use, I have to do this three lines to do it, but instead of doing the three lines, I was doing it in a single line by doing this. Okay, okay, then. So here, when we having a send email, we have a two ways. So when we having a multiple emails, so here we have only one email. If it is success or it will get success. If it is a fail, then the single email will fail. But when I'm having array, so here I'm going to add multiple emails to it, like two or three or four or 10 or 100. I'm going to have multiple emails to it. So in those cases, some emails are failed due to any reason, like this two address is not valid or not exist, NCC address is not exist, or something has not set, and if it is failing, and like a DML operation, all or none. Do you want to do you want to send emails to all, or if it one fails, you want to stop everything? So that is a constructor we can use, all or none variable, default all or none is true. If I want to set, I can send this. If I do a false, then if any of the emails are failed, then only those emails will fail, but remaining emails will be sent. So that's how this is a flag. If we use a false, then we are going to send. If it only if you want to allow a partial success also, it will be allowed. Okay, let's try to execute and see. Outbound emails. Outbound emails dot send a text email. And here, what we have to do, we should have a list of string email IDs. I would like to add some over here. 90K. Okay, so Nice and like this. Execute highlighted. Okay, line number 4 variable does not exist. Okay. Execute highlighted. Okay, let's check whether we have received the email. Oh my goodness, I have not had any of my email. Wait. So okay, I have not added. So what I'll do again, I'll execute this. Just send null. If I do a null also, it will be failing. So I just using null thing. So it got failed. Hmm. Okay, I have not saved it. So again, I was executing. Okay, let me check my email. Yes, I have received. So you can see this. So you see how it is displaying SF info solution. This is what a sender display name. So here it is displaying whatever the name I gave, and then I can see over here the to address and CC address. We cannot see a BCC, so there we don't have a BCC. But whoever there in the BCC, they will also get this email. Okay, so this is a normal text, sending an email using a normal or a direct text. So if I want to have some attachments to it, text email attachments, text email with the text attachment. So everything would be same on top of this one. I'm going to add some attachments. So how can we add an attachment to this email? So we'll be having a messaging dot uh, email file attachment. So this email file attachment, email file attachment. So we have to set a file name. First thing was my text attachment. It's going to be your name of your attachment, and EFA dot set body. So here, this is what a body of your text file. So if I have some text body, how I can add a text body is, let's say I have one some string. Oh, first one body, a string. This is a body of text attachment. Now I want to convert this into a like a file body. The data type is called a blob value. Text body equal to, how to convert string to a blob value. Blob dot value of this, how we'll convert text into a blob value. So once we have this one, so I'm going to assign the text body to it. And once we have a attachment ready, then we are going to add this attachment to this email dot set mm, set file attachments. Anything else we have planned text body? Okay, set file attachments, and this is also going to be array. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare a attachments equal to new list of, sorry, attachments done. And I have attachment dot add EFA, and then this is what going to be our attachments. Okay, now on top of it we'll be having attachments. So if you look at my previous mail, I don't have any attachments to it. Now I would like to add an attachment and send the email. This body of text here. This is a text outbound email message example with text attachment. Here on top of it, I would like to add is find attached. Okay, just I would like to change some change to identify. There are some send text email with text attachment. Okay, let's now send out email. Not sending anything. So I'm going to execute those lines. Let's get highlighted. Okay, let me check. Okay, now I had the new email. See here, now I have one attachment. Okay, so I have missed the extension. That's why it is not looks like an text file. I can do open with and just a notepad if I open, so we can see that body. So what I was missing here is the extension type. So while setting the file name itself, so if I give a txt here and if I try again, we'll see the difference. Oh, limit exceeded by the time. Okay, we have so many. This one using all this to address CC, BCC, all we are using it. So because of this, so we have only 10 emails. So that limit got hit. Okay. Now let me try again. Let's get last. Now let's see this one. Now you see, it looks like a text attachment now. You can able to read the file. So that extension itself tell us like what kind of attachment it is. Okay, any questions so far we have? We have few more examples over here and we'll continue once we join back.